Alright, y'all saw the thumbnail. Y'all saw the title. You see the screen right in front of you right now. You already know what time it is. We're gonna rank every single legendary Pokemon up until the last DLC of Sword and Shield. I'm pretty sure. I am going to do my best to put everything in a semi-orderly manner. It might get messy later because I might start moving shit around, but I'll do my best to try not to move too much around and just stick to what I'm saying. I actually added a few tiers to this tier list because I didn't want like too many Pokemon. I'm really picky when it comes to Pokemon, so I didn't want too many Pokemons to like appear in the same tier and y'all think that they're the same tier when they're really not. But anyways, y'all are gonna see what I mean, so it doesn't matter. Let's just get right into it, I guess. There's a lot to go through, so you know what that means. Another 40-minute video, or hopefully not. I'm gonna try to get through this as quick as I can. Off the rip, Articuno, I think is he's definitely my favorite legendary bird of the first gen. Moltres and Zapdos don't really come that close. I don't know, it's just a really simple design, and I think that's what Gen 1 really nailed. It's simple designs, and I love Zapdos as well. I'd say Zapdos is a B and Moltres is a C. Definitely not a bad designs at all, and there's going to be a lot more below them, but personally, between these three, I'd say that this is probably my order in which I prefer them. See, Mewtwo, to me, I love Mewtwo's design. It's so simple. The colors aren't all over the place. It's literally two-tone. His design is great. He got a BBL. Like he just looks cool, man. Mewtwo just looks cool, and I think he's one of the most quote-unquote over-designed Gen 1 Pokemons, and it really doesn't take away from how cool he looks. His X and Y forms, now that's a different story. I'm not a big fan of X personally. I don't mind Y. I'll put Y. I'll say maybe at C. I'm not a huge fan of either of these, but I definitely prefer Y over X, just because I don't know. I feel X kind of, I don't know. There's something about it that's just, they're both meh to me, but X is just worse in my opinion. Where would I put Mew? Mew is just kind of boring to me, but I guess he is Gen 1. Like, I need to remember that Gen 1 is like, it's the start of it all. I can't really expect like super crazy designs. That came later, evidently, by some of these designs that you see here. Mew was good for the time, and I think he still holds up to a certain extent. He's not my favorite of like the Pixie legendaries, I guess you can call them, but I do like him. I think he looks cool. A lot of Gen 1 legendaries, in my opinion, are just, they were really good. They didn't peak at Gen 1, but they did a really good job. The legendary dogs, I guess Gen 2 legendary dogs, and then there's Gen 5 legendary dogs, but the Gen 2s, I think they all look really cool. Honestly, Raikou probably B, Entei probably C, and then Suicune I'm gonna put an S. I've never been a fan of Entei all that much. Like, he looks cool, don't get me wrong, but compared to the other two, he doesn't really compare. I might put Raikou in A, actually. I'll put Raikou in A. He just doesn't really compare to the other two, and Suicune is just objectively the coolest one. I mean, he literally got his own spin-off. When's the last time that happened? That a legendary part of a trio got their own singular entry in a Pokemon game. I can't remember a time that's ever happened. And by trio, I obviously mean not the main legendary trio. I mean like the side trio that they introduce in every game. You know what I'm talking about. Lugia, it's either A or S. I think S, just because I love Lugia, and I used to play Coliseum. Sorry, not Coliseum. I played Coliseum, but I used to play XD, and just the whole Shadow Lugia thing. I have like a soft spot for Lugia, but I could see why you wouldn't rate him that high. But I just have a soft spot for Lugia. Also, I'm probably gonna do a Pokemon tier list at some point. I just don't really have the mystery dungeons under my belt, so I wouldn't be able to rank those. But I can rank all the main entries, so I might do that at some point. Ho is a B. Ho is a B to me. I prefer Lugia a lot more than Ho-Oh. I wouldn't put him on the same tier as Articuno or Suicune. I mean, of Raikou, obviously not Suicune, but I think he is better than whatever's below him. And I'd say he's on the my personal opinion, I'd say he's on the same tier as like Zapdos and Mew. I kind of want to bump Mew down, because I'll bump Mew down because I like to be fair, I do prefer these more than Mew, so I'll bump him down. I think he fits here. Celebi. No. Wait. I'm sorry, man. I'm not I'm not a fan of Onion Head. He's not trash tier. I'm not gonna put him in F. I'm not sure what I'm gonna put in F, but I'll put something in F. But I'm just not a fan of Celebi. I never was. He just looks, I don't know. He doesn't look right to me. something's wrong with Celebi. I can't quite explain it. I don't know if it's the onion head. I don't know if it's just the overall shape of his body, the little wings, and his big ass head. I really cannot tell what the problem is, but there is a problem there. Reggie Rock, probably a D. I prefer him to Celebi, but Regice, I actually like Regice, or Reggie Ice, I don't know how you want to pronounce it, but Reggie Steele, probably above Reggie Rock. I've never been that big of a fan of the Reggies, to be honest. I just think Reggie Ice looks cool because I'm usually drawn to the color blue, as you can probably tell from this graph so far. There's a lot of blue at the top, but I just like it. He looks cool. The Reggies overall look fine, but nothing amazing to me. This might be a little, not controversial, but a little out of the ordinary, but Latios and Latias, I don't really rate that highly. I guess I prefer Latios, to Latias just because of the color scheme, but I'm not a big fan. And bro, do I not like their megas. Holy fuck. I do not like Latios and Latias's megas at all, like whatsoever. They just don't do it for me. I feel like it's like you take a simple design that's well, somewhat simple, but you know, it's good, and then you make them lose their identity, and then they both look the same, and I simply don't understand that design choice. But anyways, not a big fan of that. Kyogre, well, this is Primo Kyogre. I'm gonna put the regular one. Kyogre and Groudon to me are so good, and honestly, Gen 3 designs are some of the best in the series, easily. Like, it's not really even that close. Even Rayquaza, I'd put easily in S tier. It's really not that close. I'd say Primo Groudon, I'll put an A, and then I'll put Primo Groudon and Kyogre at A. They're slightly lower in my opinion. I like the typing change, especially for Groudon, or the ability rather that Groudon gets, which I mean he should have always been more of a fire than a ground, but anyways, I really do like their designs. They're not over designed to me that much. I like the kind of the glyphs that they have all over their body. It just looks cool. Rayquaza as well, except Mega Rayquaza, I'll actually put it S, because that is a clean fucking design. I feel like some Megas, they don't really do justice to the characters, but in Rayquaza's case, I feel like it just amplifies how fucking cool he looks. And that's hard, because Rayquaza is already one of the coolest looking Pokemons they've ever made. Jirachi, I actually like. He's one of the Pixies, I'll put him at A. He's one of the Pixies that I actually do like, and I'm not sure why, but I just kind of do. He looks cool. He doesn't have any weird features about him like Celebi, but that's very objective of me to say, or subjective for me to say, but he's better. Maybe I just preferred the movie too. Maybe I'm letting the movie skew my opinion. I don't know, but I really did prefer Jirachi. As when it comes to Pixies, I think he might be my favorite, like, Pixie Legendary, or one of, anyways. Deoxys and all his forms. I don't know if there's specifically a Deoxys form that I prefer. I think they might all fall in B. I want to say B. I think I'm going to say B for all of Deoxys' forms. I'm not the biggest fan of Deoxys. I do like him. I like the idea of him having different forms. Also, it's like kind of one of the first Pokemon that I can think of that had so many different forms, and then over time that kind of became like a regular thing for a lot of Pokemons. But even then, 4 forms is a lot. I don't know if there's many other legendaries that have 4 forms, but Deoxys is cool. I like the lore behind them too, that he's an actual alien. It's cool. The Lake Trio, but Azelf is kind of cool. So I'll put Azelf in C, otherwise they're just a little boring to me. They all look the same, apart from their head. And that's cool, I guess, but it makes for somewhat boring designs and not really that memorable when it comes to me, I guess. Dialga and Palkia, I'll put Dialga up here, but Palkia I'm not a fan of whatsoever. I'll put him here even. I really don't like Palkia that much. It's like, we have Dialga, which looks cool, and then I don't know how you fuck it up so bad with Palkia that he looks not even nearly as cool to me, but anyways. Heatran is cool, I guess. Regigigas, probably my... am I going to say my favorite Reggie? I'll put him on the same tier as Regigigas. I'll put Regigigas on the same tier as Regigigas. He looks cooler than the other Reggies for me. I'll give him that. And then with that logic, I should probably put him in A. Or bump down Regigigas. But no, he's fine where he is. You know what? He's fine where he is. I think he looks cool. I think he's definitely the coolest looking one, but not enough for me to put him a whole tier above Regice. I'll say that. Okay, I'm cool with that. I like Giratina a bit more than Palkia, so I'll say that. And then the origin form doesn't really change my opinion of him. He still looks just a little cooler. Cresselia, not a fan of Cresselia. I'm sorry. I don't know. It just doesn't do anything for me. I'm not a huge fan of Pokemons that don't have limbs. It's kind of weird. Kind of a weird like thing to say, but I'm just kind of not. Like, they're just floating like blocks, I guess, which is kind of weird because I kind of put Latios up here. But I mean, you know, he has arms. I don't know, man. Just not a big fan of Cresselia. Fiona and Manaphy, I cannot. I'm not even sure I said that in the right order, but I don't care about either of them. They're not bad designs necessarily, but they're just so forgettable. Like, I always forget these two exist. So I feel bad for ranking them low, but can't really, in good conscience, rank them any higher. Darkrai, probably A tier. Probably A tier. He's close to an S tier, I'd say, just because he's such a good fucking design, and Ghost lends itself to such a, like, an interesting set of characteristics that a Pokemon can have. But he just misses the mark ever so slightly, that I just cannot put him into S. Shaman, I'll put regular Shaman in E, and then I guess his Skyform in D, because I do prefer it, but not enough to really put it on the same tier as like these ones. It's just a slight upgrade. Arceus, I don't care for Arceus, man. I really don't. I'm sorry. Like, he looks, I don't know. The Diamond and Pearl Legendaries, like, I feel like a lot of them are very over designed, and I don't know if it's like what's around their face that's like, I don't know, it's like they don't really have distinct faces. I mean, they do, but it's like a bunch of shit around their face, and Arceus is just weird. Like, he just has, I don't know. Arceus is just kind of strange to me, and I've never been that big of a fan of him. Victini is alright, I guess. I think he looks fine. I think it looks fine, but nothing special. Okay, here we go. These are the other dogs, the Gen 5 legendary dogs. I'm pretty sure it's Gen 5. Cobalion, probably my favorite. So I'll put him here. Again, the blue color scheme, it's actually a thing. Except for these two. We don't talk about these two. Terrakion, just slightly below, and then I think Virizion, not a fan. Not a fan of Virizion at all. The best thing I can equate it to is like the Meganium effect, where it's just so much weaker than the other two that I place it lower than it probably deserves, but it is what it is. Okay, so the Genie Trio I'm gonna place right off the bat, and then I'm gonna place their origin forms. I guess the Genies are fine at B. They're not so bad that I'd put them on the same tier as the Lake Trio. Like, they at least have, yeah, they're all Genies, yeah, they all have similar traits, but they at least have different bodies and different like tails. So the only thing really making them the same is the Cloud, which is not that bad. It's not as bad as like their whole body and then just their head is different. When it comes to their origin form, Tornadus, or rather, what's his name? I forgot the Earth one, but he's alright. But I really actually like Tornadus and the Wind one. I forgot his name. But I actually really like both of them way more than I like the ground one. Just because, I don't know, the ground one just looks strange to me. I didn't expect the Genie to turn into like a bipedal creature. But the bird and this one especially, I probably put this one up here, honestly. I really like his design. And I kind of wish that was their original design. But anyways, I like him a lot. Again, blue color scheme, I swear, I'm not doing it on purpose. Rashiram and Zekrom. Rashiram probably down here. I'm not a big fan of like dragons that have their hands on their wings or don't have really hands. They just have like fingers on their wings. I much prefer, well, that's not necessarily true. I don't know what the problem is with the Rashiram's design, but it just doesn't really come that close to Zekrom. I think maybe it's just because black just looks cooler. But also black and blue to me is a cooler combination than white and red. That's probably what it is too. Kiram probably on the same tier as Reshiram. And then their combined forms I'm not really a big fan of. Oh, sorry, that's Black Kiram. I'm just not really a big fan. Sorry, I'll put Kiram up here. And the combined forms, although, you know what? No, I'm actually going to do this. I'll do what I originally did. Kiram is Kiram White is and then Kiram Black is actually pretty cool. I think it's just the stance. Like, the White Kiram is too upright. Regular Kiram is like, I feel like he's not supposed to be alive, he's supposed to be dead. You raise me up. It's like a lab experiment that went wrong. But Black Kiram is like, you know, he's alright. He passes the vibe check somewhat. Keldeo, average? Both of Keldeo's forms are average. I don't know. I was never a fan of like the. Well, then again, I'm saying that, but I guess these are supposed to be like the Pixie legendaries of later gens, like the Shaymins, the Keldeos. I'm trying to think of others. Not really Hoopa, but just not a big fan of Keldeo. Went on a tangent for nothing, just to say that I don't like Keldeo. Meloetta also just kind of meh. I guess I prefer this form to this form. Enough to put a... Nah, I don't know. Not enough to put it a whole tier above, though. That's a lie. Genesect, no, that's a cool Pokemon. Genesect is a cool Pokemon. I'll put him on B. He looks cool. I like a lot of like the metallic bug Pokemons. They just look cool. I don't know what it is about it, but he literally has a cannon on his back. What do you want me to tell you? I don't have any other arguments to give you. Xerneas, I'm just gonna put one Xerneas, like his awakened form or whatever. I don't really care too much about the unawakened form. That's the same thing. He'd be at the same place anyways. Xerneas is funny because I did not like Xerneas that much at first. When I saw the legendaries originally, I was like, okay, Yveltal. It's not even a question. But the more I look at Xerneas, the more there's just something about it that just looks so fucking cool. And I don't know if it's because we don't have another like cool deer Pokemon. He just looks good. He just looks good, man. And so does Yveltal. I hold Yveltal to the same degree as I hold Xerneas now, which is crazy because originally it was like a no-brainer decision. There was nothing to question. It was clearly Yveltal. But now it's like I'd say actually, I don't know. I don't know if I hold them to the same degree. I'm looking at Yveltal right now. I'd probably put Yveltal in S. I really, really like Yveltal's design. Yeah, I'll put Yveltal in S. I'm comfortable doing that. Ah, here we go. Zygarde is not. Yeah, okay, you can go there. The others, all of Zygarde's forms, other than the 100%, I just don't care for. And I don't know if it's because I'm disappointed that they never really did anything with it that was meaningful in any way, shape, or form. Although that might be my opinion, but I don't think. It's kind of disappointing. This is objectively a cool design. Well, then again, I've had this conversation with a friend, and he literally just goes from like a larva to a dog to a slug, or like a whatever you want to call it, I guess snake, to a Zord. And it's like, what is the correlation? How did we get here? You know what I mean? But anyways, just not a big fan of Zygarde whatsoever. Diancie either, I'm gonna be honest, both of Diancie's forms are just kind of mid. Nothing really stands out to me. I guess I see how it's a legendary, but meh. Hoopa, I will put small Hoopa in E because I don't care, but big Hoopa I will put much higher. I'll put big Hoopa in B. I'll put big Hoopa in A. I love big Hoopa's design. I don't know, by the way, I'm calling him big Hoopa. I don't know what the fuck his name is. I really, really, really love his design. And it's funny because I never actually got to play with Hoopa, or any version of Hoopa. I was gonna say this version, with any version of Hoopa, but I really, really like the design. I think it looks fucking cool. Volcanion, I also like Volcanion's design. Not enough to put him in B, I don't think, but I do like his design. I think it's just, I feel like it's kind of weird how his, like the thing on his back kind of open and then shoots water. I don't know. I feel like it would have been cooler if it was just like a design thing on his back that doesn't really, just part of his body. I don't know. I get why it moves, because or else his design would be a little stale, but I don't know if I like him enough to put him in B. And at that point, I'm just nitpicking, I admit. Silvally is barely a legendary, but I guess it's in his name, so I'll do this. Regular form, okay, no, I'll do this. I'm guessing. I'll do this. Regular form is, no, okay, I'll do this. Where'd it go? His regular form is okay, I suppose. It's whatever. I guess the mystique of it is kind of interesting. I'll put his regular form down here, actually. The mystique of it is kind of cool, I guess, but it looks like there's something wrong with it. His unleashed form is pretty cool. I will not lie. He's like a hybrid. He's like a Pokemon hybrid. He has like a bunch of different body parts from, looks like a bunch of different Pokemon. He looks pretty cool. The Tapu's Coco, I say, goes in B with Bulu, maybe higher. I kind of like the Cocos. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like Feeny. I kind of like Feeny, but Lele doesn't really do it for me all that much. I guess Lele even down here in D. I'm not a big fan of Lele. It's just, I don't know. I like kind of like big beefy Pokemons, if y'all can't tell. Pretty sure it's obvious by now, but I like Pokemons that actually look strong. And Feeny just doesn't look that strong. Voodoo just looks like he'll fuck you up, and Coco looks like he's literally on fire. So I like that. And I kind of like Feeny. Feeny looks cool to me. I just like the shape of the shell. Cosmog. Cosmog is cute, I guess. His shell form is alright. Solgaleo is a straight 10 out of... Where are you going? Solgaleo is a straight 10 out of 10. Ain't no way I'm putting it anywhere lower than a 10 out of 10. Unfortunately, Lunala, not quite. Not quite. Probably on the same tier as Cosmog. I do not care for Lunala. Another one of those that was just like a clear, okay, I'm picking Sun over Moon. It's not really even a question, just because we finally have a good looking, like, lion Pokemon. Pyro looks cool, but it's like, why do we only have one? Why don't we have another one? I don't really get it. But anyways, I zoomed out a little bit because it was getting a little crowded, but let's keep going. Oh, now we're at the UBs. Okay, bunch of Ultra Beasts. Nihilego, I'm gonna try to go through the Ultra Beasts quick because there's a lot. Nihilego, I'm not a big fan of, actually. I'm gonna put Nihilego down here, maybe even down here. I feel like there's something missing, and I think that's the point, that there's literally something missing. But it's like it's supposed to be like a silhouette, right, with nothing inside. I get it, but no. Buzzwole, fuck yes, hell yeah, give me all the Buzzwole you have. That boy looks fucking clean. Probably my favorite UB, and just for that I'll put him in S. Okay, no, I'm guessing. I'll put him in A, but probably my favorite UB, or one of, anyways. Miramos, I think her name is. She looks alright. I'll put her here. I do prefer her to Nihilego for sure. Xurkitree, also not the greatest, but I do like Xurkitree. Actually, maybe Xurkitree higher. Yeah, I think Xurkitree in B. On the same tier as Deoxys, though? Yeah, fuck it. Same tier as Zekrom? I'll put Zekrom on high. I'll put Zekrom higher, because I feel like Zekrom is definitely higher than the others that I've put so far in this list. I prefer Zekrom to the others that I put in this list, sorry. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Forgot what this is called, but I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like Pokemon that don't really have a shape, but I guess that's the point of UBs. They don't really have a distinct shape to them. Like, they're very not alive compared to a lot of other Pokemons. I'm gonna put Kartana on the same tier as Xurkitree. Yeah, I'd say so. Buzzwole, or not Buzzwole, Guzzlord. Guzzlord on the same tier as Buzzwole, I think. Do I want to put him higher? Guzzlord just looks fucking cool, bro. That man be guzzling. Hey, yo! Necrozma, I think Necrozma looks cool too. I'll put Necrozma up here. I'm just not a big fan of the combined forms. Like, I guess they look cool, but they just make each design worse, in my opinion. Maybe not Lunala, because I don't really like Lunala in the first place. I don't know if it's the color scheme of Lunala that I don't like. I guess it might be, yeah. Because I don't mind this one, actually. But this just makes Solgaleo looks worse. It makes Solgaleo looks more boring, in my opinion. So, I don't remember what this is called. This is Necrozma's, like, ultimate form. Not a big fan of that either. All the Necrozma fused forms are just kind of meh. I'm not a huge fan of them. Magearna, both the Magearnas are just eh. I don't really care for them at all. Magearna, I just said Magearna. Marshadow, probably C as well. He looks cute. I actually like Marshadow, but I guess I don't know, actually. Would I put Marshadow on the same tier as Mew? I'd probably put him one higher. Yeah, I guess I'm cool with Marshadow at B. So, yo, there's probably a placement or two in here that's ridiculous, and I don't even see it right now, just because I'm placing shit out of order. Well, I'm placing shit in order. There's probably something that's ridiculous, but oh well, I don't see it. I guess Naganadel is a UB, I suppose. His first form is alright. His evolved form is pretty cool, and I might be biased because I did use him in a playthrough, but I do like. Okay, I guess I'll put him here. I do like him. Right now I'm looking at Victini, and I do like Victini more than a lot of these up here. I guess I'll put Victini up here, and then you can stay here with the rest of the ones that I don't feel too passionate about. Yeah, sure, that works. Stakataka, don't care for Stakataka. Cephalopod, is that his distinct name? Cephalo something? Don't care for it. Although it's kind of, the clown aesthetic is kind of cool. Don't really care for it. What is this thing's name? Something with a Z, I think. He looks cool. He looks like a Digimon. He looks like a stage 2, I guess, Digimon. I think he looks cool. Whatever. It's one of those like Pokemons that like you'll never actually get in the game. It's like movie promos and stuff like that. But he looks cool. That's irrelevant to how cool he looks. I was just saying. Meltan, Melmetal. Meltan, I think looks alright. Melmetal, I'm actually kind of like Melmetal. And his Gigantamax form, I guess, doesn't really change how I feel about Melmetal. I'm not gonna be honest with you. I did not know he had a Gigantamax form until right now. but I guess it looks cool. Not enough to be placed a whole rank higher though. Okay, Sword and Shield. Now I've had this conversation with my friends multiple times, and I would put, I guess in B, you probably in D. I really don't like, I don't really like the design. Zacian, I will put, I think this is Amazanta. Zamazenta I'll put in A, because I actually like his design and the shield and everything. And then Zamazenta or Zacian I will put in D, because he doesn't do anything for me. He really doesn't. I don't like when Pokemons have accessories, and that's why I really don't like a lot of the, or sorry, not I don't like. I feel like a lot of potential of the Gen 8 starters were ruined because of the items that they have. For example, the Gorilla one that I'm completely blanking on the name. If he didn't have a drum as an accessory, and he was literally a Super Saiyan 3 Gorilla carrying 2 sticks, that'd be probably one of my favorite Pokemons ever made. But he has a drum, and it's like a core part of his thing. And I like that they're doing different things. I don't want them to just release like animals, you know? It's cool that they're doing things where, like, you know, they have like these animals have these traits, kind of like Farfetch'd, that like they have their own thing that like makes them who they are. You know, they have like items that they carry or shit like that. It's cool, but I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of that. So a Pokemon that has an accessory versus a Pokemon that doesn't, like Zacian and Zamazenta, I'm gonna go for the one that doesn't. And I think Zamazenta just looks fucking cool with the shield on his face. And that's all I have to say about that. I'm sorry. Eternatus, so forgettable. His design's not even that bad, but he's just so forgettable. I barely even remember him at all. It's just kind of mid, bro. It hurts, but it's mid. The what are they called? I forgot what that region is called. The different forms of the birds. They ruined Articuno to me. He's not, hold on, he's not in E. I'd say he's in D. They kind of ruined Articuno for me. Moltres is cooler. I'll give you that. Probably enough to be in B, honestly. And then Zapdos, they did their fucking thing with Zapdos. I really like Zapdos. I think he looks fucking cool, and turning him, like, he was already the bulkiest one out of the 3 for sure, just off design alone. And turning him into like an ostrich, I guess, it just makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And I guess for now I'll leave it at that. I'm not mad at that. Sure, why not? I don't even know this thing's name. I'm trying to think right now. I don't have a name for this thing, but I don't really feel no type of way about it, so I'll put it in D. Its evolved forms I like, although I don't have any particular preference when it comes to them. They just look cool, but one doesn't look necessarily cooler than the other. I guess maybe this one looks cooler. He just has a cooler stance, form, whatever. This monkey thing, I also don't know the name of. I actually think it looks cool, so that's a shame. I actually really like this monkey. He looks fucking clean. I don't know what this is here. I don't know if it's a different form, but this monkey thing looks fucking cool. I will admit. Ooh, the Reggies. Okay, so Reggie Drago, I don't know why they keep doing this Charizard thing where they put Charizard in dragon-related things, but they don't want to just turn him into a dragon. At this point, retcon it, make him a dragon. At this point, make him dragon flying. Because you might as well. Anyways, I don't know how I feel about Reggie Drago. I'm not actually the biggest fan of it. Reggie, what is it, Reggie Ellick or something like that? I think that's his name. He actually looks pretty cool. On the same tier as Regigigas and Regice? Yeah, I'd say so. I think so. Man, we're gonna finish the list with a whack one. I don't give a fuck about any of this. Calyrex looks whack to me. I don't like the way Calyrex looks at all. And I don't know how I feel about one Pokemon riding another as a legendary, but it just doesn't do much for me, so I'll put it down here. The individual horses, which I also don't know the name of, can you tell I haven't played the Sword and Shield DLC yet? These horses don't really do anything for me. I'll put them in D, I guess. Actually, no, I'll put this one down here. It looks alright, but I prefer this one just because, again, more extravagant, more aggressive looking. That's just kind of my thing with Pokemon. I like Pokemons that look strong, look aggressive. Not all the time, but when it comes to legendaries, I do like a legendary that packs a punch, that has some, you know what I'm saying, that has some meat to him. Not the ones that are kind of, they look flaccid, for lack of a better term. Do I want to put Zapdos up 1? Because I do like both. I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to put Zapdos up 1, so he's on the same tier as the other Zapdos. I'll put Articuno up 1, because that's just pure personal preference right there. Don't even worry about that. I think I'm okay with this list. I'm not sure if I'm missing anyone, possibly. There's probably 1 or 2 in here that maybe I'd change in hindsight, but see, that's crazy though, having the Tapus. I like Tapu Koko definitely Do I like him as much as Bulu? I mean, do I like Bulu as much to put him on the same tier as a lot of all the others? I'm doing a lot of overthinking right now. I might just leave this at what it is. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, so yeah, I guess fuck it. That's my list.